Hey guys, so today I wanted to make a player import video about my captain and my crew. In the Pincer region, it becomes much harder to get things like crew members and other upgrades in the ports, and it's very difficult. And eventually, you do build up your crew, and I'm just going to show you my crew, and then I'm going to tell you the reason why I selected some of the crew members and like some of the strategies I use. So the first thing I'll show you is my captain. So I have one speed captain, I have two seafaring captain, one morale, and one combat captain. Now, the reason I have two seafaring captains is because you cannot upgrade the ram of your ship, and also the hull of your ship cannot be upgraded to a seafaring at the highest level in the Pincer region. So just having that extra captain in seafaring can be pretty beneficial just to even out the playing field. Now that's pretty much my captains. I might get rid of my speed captain because it's not really necessary in the Pincer region. You can pretty much do all standard voyage just with normal crew members. So you don't really need a speed captain as much as you did previously. However, I will say that you do need a speed captain for some of the special voyages. Where the trips can take up to 16 hours or something like that, and you want to reduce it at least by 3 hours so you can make it 13 hours and a couple of minutes. So you do need speed captains for certain situations, but for the most part you want to specialize in one of the skills, and the main one is of course seafaring, because you have less opportunity to upgrade your ship for seafaring. So yeah. Anyway, now I'll talk about my crew. So I have two merchants. There's one and there's one. The reason I only have two, in comparison to before I had four merchants, but now I have two. Now the reason for this is because in this region, I pretty much maxed out all my things. I've pretty much got the maximum crew that I want. I'm on my way to getting the maximum crew. I still need a few extra crew members, especially the Oxhead and Horseface, which I want to get at least 5, maybe even more, because they're really useful, so I want to get more of them. But the reason I only have 2 merchants is because I focus on trade goods and scroll missions and story missions. So resource missions are about, I would say, about 50% of my voyages, and that's the reason I have 2 of them. You have 4 ships in total, and having 2 merchants is 50%, so I use them on resource missions. And if I have a scroll mission or a trade goods mission, I generally don't use merchants, because merchants they only add 1 extra trade good, and on scroll missions of course they don't add anything. They're just an extra crew member that you need to use something else. So I don't really use a merchant all that often. So let's talk about the Oxhead and Horseface. So the Oxhead and the Horseface is a really good crew member. The reason for this is because they give such good stats. Now they give 600 in every single stat, so morale, combat, and seafaring. So they're basically, in comparison to the Solidarity unit, gives 450 in each. It's a pretty good unit. Also, if you have a voyage which requires 2 stats or 3 stats, then the Oxhead and Horseface can be used on any voyage in those 2 and 3 brackets. So if you think about it, there are 3 different types of voyages. There is the voyage which requires 1 stat, 2 stats, and 3 stats. So the Oxhead and Horseface can be used in the 2 and the 3. So this means that they can be used in 66% on average, on 66% of voyages. So having more of them is definitely going to be beneficial in the long run. So I'm definitely going to be getting at least 5. I might swap out, I might get 8 and just get rid of 1 of each of the crew members, because to be honest, having 5 it's good, but it might be more beneficial to get more Oxhead and Horseface. So yeah, anyway, then let's go on to the Solidarity unit. So the Judge of Dice, this is a really good character. Even though he's from the previous region, he still gives really good stats. Like, he gives 450 in every stat, and he gives a Solidarity of 100 per unique crew member to every single stat, including speed. So even though speed is not such a big issue in the Pincer region, it's still an issue when you have a special voyage, such as a scroll trade good or a story mission. So it still has some benefit with that speed boost, and also it gives pretty reasonable stats in line with the Ox Head and Horseface, just simply because of its solidarity trait. So yeah, it's still useful. I have 3 of them. I'm thinking of getting only 2 of them because special voyages happen, I would say, around 50% of the time. I get pretty, I would say I get around maybe 4 trade good missions, standard trade good missions, and I get like 2 special voyages, which is around 6 voyages per day where I get trade good missions, and the rest is pretty much just standard voyages, which give you like normal items such as stainless steel and chimes. So I only really use them 50% of the time. So I might actually get rid of one of my Judge of Dice. I'm not really sure. At the moment, I'm just going to keep one, just as like, because it's a really good thing to use, just in case you don't have something else to use. So yeah, that's the reason I have 3 of them. Now the standard crew, I have 5 of each. They're pretty good. Just like if you have one stat requirement mission, then having 5 is really good because you can fill out your entire boat with that crew member. The only disadvantage is that it does involve a lot of space taking up, because you only get a choice of 25 crew in total, and having 5 of each normal one is already like 15 out of 25 of all those crew members that you could potentially have. So it only leaves you with 10 extra crew members that you can pick. So it kind of gives you a disadvantage as well as an advantage. So I might go down to 4 of each standard crew member, just so I can use some other crew members such as the Ox Head and Horseface, and maybe keep my solidarity unit. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That's pretty much what I wanted to talk about in this video. I will give you a quick update on my player imports. So these are my resources. I always seem to be low on chimes. I need like 10,000 for the lowest upgrade. So yeah, you can imagine I have 8,500, which is pretty close to getting another upgrade. But when you compare that to my stainless steel, I got 6,000 stainless steel, so I'm very, very short on chimes. I see people with like 90,000 chimes, and I'm like, how did you get that? Because I've never been above like 30k, so I don't know. But yeah, so I'm on my way. I also have some of these jade statues. I have 3 of them. I'm actually going on a cherrywood voyage right now. I need 2,000 cherrywood and 3,000 jade, so I'll pretty much be able to afford those. Now, they don't really give that much of a benefit to the standard trade good voyages. However, if you know who RuneShark is, they made a video about a mod. He came on the forums and he gave some ideas of what they want to implement, possible ideas from the community and stuff like that. And in one of those posts, they said they wanted, well, they didn't say they wanted to, but they said it was quite interesting. The idea that the totems weren't very effective and they should improve them. So at the moment, the jade statues give a 1% boost per jade statue to trade goods. Now, if you have 4 statues, which is the maximum, that will only give you a 4% boost to trade goods. And if you get 5 trade goods, it doesn't actually benefit at all. It doesn't actually benefit you at all. So you're not getting any benefit from having 4 statues for getting a standard trade good mission. So this is kind of stupid, really bad design. So they are kind of, I think they are going to look at it in the future. I expect that you'll be able to get more trade goods per statue. So hopefully equals like 1 extra trade good per statue. For example, 25% per statue. That'd be reasonable. Then you would get something like 9 jade. I mean 9 trade goods per standard voyage, which I think would be something reasonable. At the moment, these statues pretty much do nothing, except they are very useful for the story missions. Now, when you get 25 plate, for example, from the whaler, you get 25 plate for completing the entire storyline. You can see the benefits from having these jade statues when you have those kind of rewards. But when it's only 5, there is no benefit. So anyway, that's pretty much that. I just show you quickly my book. So my book, here we go. So this is my complete scrolls. So I have pretty much got 5 in total. I mean, I have this one completed to 3 out of 4. Simply because I don't have the plates yet to make the plate body. So I'm not really too eager to get the 4 out of 4 yet. But I will get that soon. I mean, once I've got the plate. Also, I've been focusing on this, the Vampirism aura. No, not aura. Sorry, scrimshaws. And it's really good because it gives a 5% boost, I think, to every hit that you do. So, like, for example, if you hit 100, then you'll heal 5, which is not a lot, but at the same time, it does add up if you use something like Soul Split and the Vampirism aura alongside it. So it does add up to a lot of healing. So I'm definitely going to be trying to get that. The only problem I have with the scrimshaws is that they are a degradable item. So when you do die, they do fall on the floor. So I have lost one of my auras. I mean scrimshaws. Why do I always call them auras? I don't know. But yeah, I had this. I had the elements scrimshaw, and I did actually lose it to the grave glitch. Well, it's not really a glitch, but they didn't really think about like degradable items going underneath the grave, and because they're such a small item, they don't really appear. Like, I mean, they do appear, but they're very small on the ground. So it's like, yeah. So that's pretty much my scrolls. So here we go. My distance traveled 1.5 mil. This is the maximum distance if you wanted to know, but I reached this about 2 weeks ago. I didn't really make a video about it because it's not that interesting, but yeah, I reached the maximum distance about 2 weeks ago, and I was in the top 10 on the high level forums. I mean, that doesn't really mean anything really, but yeah, just if you wanted to know. Anyway, the story mission's done. I've done 21. I'm working on doing more. I'm prioritizing scroll missions and trade good missions over story missions. Just because, I mean, story missions are going to be there forever, and trade good missions and scroll missions are not. So like whenever there is a mission where it requires something like, it gives you something like experience, or I don't know, what are they called? Like ancient bones, which I don't really need, to be honest. Like, I can make 2 scrimshaws now. I don't have any scrolls unlocked, so if I get an ancient bones mission or a spices mission, which I don't want at all because it's pretty pointless, I'm basically going to be doing a story mission instead of those trade good missions. So yeah. Anyway, then there's port upgrades 16. Ship port unlocked 48, port score 1483, captain. I could change my Tazar Joxy to Captain Joxy. That'd be pretty awesome. I might do that actually. Yeah. Anyway, so that's pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to quickly show you some of my progress so far, and also just that captains and crew thing. So anyway, guys, if you have any questions about anything else you want me to cover, this might be one of my last player import update videos because there's not really much else to say. I've pretty much upgraded everything except for my buildings and some of my ship. And I also need like 3 more Oxhead and Horseface crew members, and that's pretty much it. That's all I have to go. If you have any topics you want me to talk about in player imports or something, then just leave a comment down below. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.